Hi there. So my name is Osmond, and I'm going to do a VOD review on this match between 47 Protons on the red side and SMU Blue on the blue side. I am the Sigma player for 47 Protons. Um, I also do all of our VOD reviews for 47 Protons, and I'm going to do a symmetric VOD review here. So I'm going to be looking at things that our team did, and I'm also going to be looking at things that your team did. I'm going to try to give feedback for both teams. All right. Getting started right at the beginning here, I want to look at a couple things. So as far as team comp goes, on the red team, we have a sprawl comp. Sprawl is just spam brawl, and in this case, we have a Rhine core with a Sigma, which means that we're looking to have some range pressure. You'll notice that instead of running like what the blue team is running, which is Reaper, we decide to replace the Reaper with a Kree. Kree has a little bit more distance, and you're still running the Soldier on your side, for the blue side, that is. So that's the same. But with the Kree and the Baptiste, we have a little bit more range pressure on our side, as well as you're running the Diva, which is kind of close up, and the Reaper, which is really close up, and we're running the Sigma. So I can't, while I don't have like defense matrix for my Rhine to help my Rhyme get closer, our goal here is to actually play at about 20 meters distance, where we can have sort of an effective range that you can't quite meet us at. And then we want to deplete your resources. And when we've depleted some of your resources, then push in and take the 1v1 brawl with you. By 1v1, I don't actually mean like one player versus one player. I meant say like take the team duel. All right. On this side, we have a more traditional brawl stack. The Ana is a little bit clunky in this one, but works definitely. I definitely noticed some nanoing Reinhardt. Seems to be something you guys do a lot, so that's pretty cool. More commonly, I would see a Moira or a Baptiste, but Ana is really good right now. You can totally make it work. Also, if you are going to play brawl, and really we should be doing this too on the red team, the best way to roll out of spawn as a brawl team is actually not to roll out the way that you did, and almost like the way we did, but not quite. There's a couple mistakes we made as well. So right off on the get-go, you can tell a couple things for sure. Is brawl needs to stick really close together. And so what I'm seeing here is I'm seeing red team is sticking really close together. Blue team is really spread out. Now, in a moment, you're about to scrunch back up together right here, which is good. It's really good. You got speed boost, so you're going to get out here a little bit faster. But what both teams actually want to do is, let me take this off for a second here, kind of get in more of this view, is both teams, if you're playing brawl, then what you actually want to do is, oh, here we go, we actually want to come out of these top gates, right? So both of us on each team, we instead accidentally came out of these middle doors, all right? And that's fine, but the idea is that as a brawl team, you actually want to go through the alley and get to this mega on cinema as quickly as possible, because the point's not open for 30 seconds. So the best way to approach in brawl is to come out of here. What you do is you sim TP from here all the way to here, okay? You do this sim TP, and then the Symmetra swaps to Reaper, teleports and fades in, so that kind of catches up with us. You can Lucio speed, amp speed from here all the way to here, and you can actually, as a brawl team, if you do that, the Symmetra teleport into amp speed, you can do this movement, all right, in about the time that a regular speed team comp from the other side can do this. And you can meet right here. That's huge. If you can do that, then you kind of just win first fight, especially if you're aggressive enough and you play it right. Then you don't have to be like coming out here, being here, and then have the enemy team come out here and be about here, where maybe they have a Widowmaker up top, and that feels kind of bad, right? Brawl v whatever. You're best off if you're already close to them. So that's why it's good to go through the alley with a teleporter. Try to control cinema here. Control cinema so that they can't just walk into you. And more importantly, you have so much natural cover here. I'll show you the kind of natural cover that you have available to you. Let me go down here. Like as you come through the alley here, oh, here we go. You have all kinds of natural cover. You can see everything that they're going to do, especially if they've walked past this choke and they're starting to take over here. Usually, they're going to have like a support kind of straggling on the back line here. You can speed right into them, kill the support for free, and then rush point, right? So that's one strategy we can do. Now, in this scenario, though, you've decided to go main. We took our common route, which is we always try to take this alley. We often, as our team, we forget to go out this door instead. So we took this door out. We didn't use Sim Telly, just like you didn't either. We should have. We should have used Sim Telly. Get over here. We control this space. This is what we generally do. We walk through here. We see what you're doing. We generally walk all the way to this side and then try to take your back line. Notice how Anna's in the back. Like this is common, right? We love this. We love to take here and then just like rush your Anna. All right. That's kind of like what we'd want to be doing. In this case, however, you're going to see how blue team is going to see where we are, and they're going to suddenly rush back together. Okay. So you came all back together again, and you've actually found yourself in a really good formation. Us here, what we actually want to do as the red team, again, like I said, is we more or less, we want to play, like if we see you here, all right, we'd want to be like right here, right, behind this line. We want to shoot from here because we have more damage from this particular range than you do. So the idea is we deplete your resources faster than you deplete ours by standing back here. And then we push into you. But the problem, the thing that we do here, the reason why we're going to end up losing this fight is because we kind of enabled your win condition for you. Your win condition being spend the least amount of resources possible to turn it into a brawl, to get like the Ryans on top of one another. And as you notice here, we kind of walk right into you. We don't play at that 20-meter effective range. We get really up close to you. And when we do that, what ends up happening is it's like kind of like a mirror match in a way. But, excuse me, but we have a Kree and you have a Reaper. And the Reaper is a better tank buster than the Kree. So in this little bout here, it's not surprising that our Reinhardt drops first. And it's mainly just because your win condition here, I think, was just to get the fight to be close together as quick as possible so that your Reaper gets more value than the Kree. Okay, and so then we have some stragglers here. Here, red soldier should just run out, which he does. Good. You guys cap point. That's awesome. And then from here, one thing you can do is you can try to come back up here and hold as much space as possible. You could also, if you're kind of afraid about our spam elements, what you could do is you could hold underneath here in cubby, and you could force the point. And that's a great thing to be doing. So if you're all together, right? If everyone's all together here on the blue team, then you could hold underneath here, right? And force us to do something about it. What it forces us to do, if all of you are under here, right? Then we don't want to just walk into you, all right? Then we're going to lose to Reaper again, right? So what it forces us to do is to walk to high ground, right? And then start spamming off high ground. And as soon as we start doing that, as soon as we start like making our way to high ground here, you just speed boost. You speed boost up to high ground. You like definitely just go straight up there as quick as possible. All right. Let's see what happens. So we got red soldier trying to get a flank over here. And then we immediately start taking high ground. This was called out on our team. I'll tell you, just give you some insight. For red team, this was definitely called out. We wanted to take high ground first because we wanted to spam you out. We knew that you were going to be on point. So our idea is to be on this high ground and force you to do something about it. So that's kind of what we do first. We force Simp Slayer off the high ground. And we play up here. We're just kind of like spamming a little bit. Notice how like we're all on the high ground, except for I guess for our soldier. We're kind of pretty much all on this high ground, shooting down at you, and it's really hard for you guys to shoot back up at us. From here, it looks like you're like tugging your way into this little corner down here. That doesn't really get you up to the high ground. So what you really should be thinking about doing is finding a way up here, like up these stairs, and like get us off this high ground. That's what I really suggest you be doing here. So by pulling yourself in a corner here, you kind of allowed me to just pick 5 of you up, and that was pretty much the end of the fight. Okay, and then now from our perspective, since we're not playing full brawl, we're playing a kind of a hybrid between spam and brawl. We don't actually want to tug ourselves into the cubby and let you come to us. Instead, we actually want to just be holding a bunch of different angles. We want to make it difficult for you. So the Reinhardt would likely be holding like either down here or up here in this corner. As me as Sigma, ideally, I should probably be on this little platform right here, spamming this choke, checking this choke over here. Our soldier and our Kree should be standing up here in this general area. Soldier can be up here, over here, any little angles. Like Kree can play behind the bus stop, can be behind this little edge right here, looking this way. Generally, we're going to be taking more angles than your normal brawl stack would, because we're not necessarily looking to force point. We actually do want to be shooting you while you're approaching us to sort of like use your resources before you get to us. That's the only edge we have, so we have to do that. Okay, so I'll take a moment here to start looking at ultimates. It looks like you have Nano beat and sort of coming up on a few more. You're coming up on, like, if you don't start ulting, you're going to have 6 ultimates. You're definitely up in ult advantage here. I think that you can get a lot of work done. I believe here what you're going to do is you're probably going to nano this Reinhardt, if I remember correctly. You probably don't even need to use beat here. You can nano the Reinhardt and kind of see what we use, and then hold beat for a response. Okay, good. I really like what you're doing here. This blue Reinhardt doing great stuff. Coming up top here. He gets nanoed, and he's going to literally push us off the high ground. This is really strong play coming from you guys. We get our attack visor from behind up there. We suffer a lot of losses on the red team, though, so we're not going to be able to hold. All right. So you're going to take, like, the sort of, it looks like you're taking the close hold approach. I'd commit to one or the other here. You're either going to hold cubby and force point, or I would be holding a lot closer. I don't know. I mean, this is fine. I guess holding mid looks sort of fine. Holding up top on this high ground is pretty nice. You're all together. That's pretty good. I like the soldier back here. That's a really good position for your soldier. This, we want to go quickly through here. It was called, we understand you have Lucio. It's super possible for us to just get the entire team booped off the edge here. So we're very careful about walking through this. It was a really, really big ante on us. We had to use our lamp there. Let's go back just for a second and appreciate. Doing God's work. That was a crisp, very nice anti-nuke there. Nice. Nice. Good Death Blossom. That was huge. All right. What's going on next? So you're gonna kind of hold the same position. You're prioritizing this little high ground center point, and that is good. That is a good spot to be. Lets you kind of control the fight. It kind of forces us to walk up that high ground too, which is sort of what we're doing here. You get a huge shatter. That is incredible. Really nice shatter there. Yeah, that shatter was pretty incredible. Looks like Simp Slayer 69 is slaying the Simps. Very nice. Alright, next round. Where is my mouse? My mouse doesn't exist anymore. That's not a thing that exists. Okay. So, on the red team, we decide that for some reason our Sprawl was not able to beat your Brawl that game. So, we decided to go full spam rather than just committing to sort of a hybrid spam kind of thing. We just want to be as far away from you as possible. And so we went with this full spam comp. This one where we're going to run basically Hog, Ball, and Tracer are going to be independent heroes. And then we're also going to have like a Pharmacy and a Zenyatta. So the Zenyatta is going to Discord Orb the target we're looking for, and then we're going to pummel them with Ball, Tracer, Hog. And Pharmacy is just going to be distracting you. And so that's basically what our plan is. It looks like you're sticking with Brawl. You're going with a Mei this time. Mei, very good. I really like Mei on this point, actually. She's really good here. You got certainly some good wall opportunities. If you can get point and find a wall here as we're walking through, that's awesome. It just turns out that we're a comp that doesn't walk 6 through that choke. If we were playing Brawl, that'd be really good against us. Against what we are playing, though, you're probably not going to wall us off very profitably. We'll see how it develops, though. Do I get a mouse now? Oh, there's a mouse.
3, 2, 1. Round 2. Capture the objective.
All right. Actually, I would have liked our Ball to go a little bit further than that. Staying there in the middle doesn't really give a whole lot of threat. I would have liked the Ball here to just keep going. Kind of give him some pressure behind, just turn him around a little bit. Because right now we're all sort of in one direction. There we go. Ball's kind of in the other way now. Or definitely, like, our big goal here is absolutely just to stay at a bunch of different angles really far away from you. You made a really good choice in identifying Roadhog here as a good target. You got the freeze. You should get the anti and kill. Yeah, there you go. Nice. So you're able to get that kill. It's a big ground pound coming from the Ball. Ball Tracer gonna be able to get something out going here. Looks like red team Roadhog is back. Gets a hook. Gets a kill on the BAP. That's a pretty big play. We got Discord on the Reinhardt here, so we should focus the Reinhardt. We got the Reinhardt. Okay. And so with a few deaths coming from the blue team here, especially the Baptiste, that's a critical one. It's going to be hard to stay alive on point as the blue team. It looks like Baptiste is back now. Use lamps immediately. Get another hook kill on the BAP. That's pretty devastating for the blue team. Red team should be able to take this point now. Okay, so kind of a long, arduous fight there. Blue team able to take 30% on the clock. It's really nice that you were able to cap point first and get that 30%. Red team has 4 ults, and blue team is on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ults. So you are ahead on ultimate economy over here for the blue team. Let's see how you use that. So as you're coming up in front of this door, one thing that we'd probably want to do is look for a ground pound mines as you're coming through the door, and then just spam the choke as much as possible. This is a great spot for Pharmacy to be in, because as you come through the door, as you're about to, like, Far can come down here, shoot a couple bullets, and then just go straight back up. Like, really strong, doesn't give a shit. Should work really well. Here it looks like Red Hog's just looking for a hook, misses. That's fine. So we were able to get through. There's the mines. A little bit late, very kind of easy to react to. Happens to get the soldier. That's kind of unexpected. With a couple picks, we're able to clean this up and take another 20% off the clock here. Okay, so you're going bottom right. It's good that you're making a different approach for this second one, and you're kind of changing it up a little bit, not just going down the same one multiple times. That's really good to see. So whereas Zenyatta, way back here, obviously Zen is just going to be backpedaling to safety. Oh, and dies. Dang, okay. Really good shot there on Hot Dog. Interesting window. Wow. All right then. Go back for a second. I'm just curious. Was that a? Oh, it was beat. Was beat the thing that saved? Go back here. Wow. Oh, okay. And it was also the defense matrix there too. Let's go back just a second and appreciate that. Nice play. Oops. So committing Trank on the red team, and we got Soldier ult on the blue team. I think Soldier ult's going to clean this up. Probably the shatter was unnecessary. Using a little more than you had to. That's okay. Okay, so you still have Bomb High Noon on the blue team. We're coming up on 3 ults for the red team. It looks like red team now has ult advantage. I think blue team might have over ulted a little bit there, just to stay alive. Also, in this particular situation, I know you've got like you're going for a more sprawly setup here. You definitely got like 3 hit scans going. Maybe that's just because of the pharmacy. I do think that your team, the blue team, should be holding up closer to this door here to see what kind of value they can get. Like your hit scans can shoot through here as we're kind of approaching. Note that we don't have any shields, so any amount of approach that you're getting through here and just shooting us is just shooting it through no shield at all, so you're going to get value. And then if we try to push point, then you can walk back over here and either jump on us or just shoot us from the high ground. You can run back down over here with amp speed and block what's coming out through here. But just staying on point kind of doesn't that just invite us as the spam team to walk out of this door here, walk here, come out of up here, have this sight line come through here, have this sight line. Definitely, I don't like of all the things you could do, be hold here, hold here, hold here. This is the worst. I would not hold on point. I would consider holding here. Have someone watching this side so that you can speed down over there. Have someone maybe just hanging out over here. But yeah, I wouldn't be holding point if I were you. Because it kind of just lets us take a bunch of space and a bunch of angles. So you kind of get that idea. So you're coming back up top now, and at this point we've got you from a couple different angles, so there's no way someone can hide behind Ryan's shield and be protected from everything, because we've got all these different angles going on. What's going on? Okay, Trace is coming up here. I'm trying to see everything at once, but there's so much going on. Go back for a second, because I'm just missing a couple things. I'm sorry about that. That's crazy. I want to watch this D.Va real quick. Wow. Really kind of an incredible play coming from the D.Va there. Solo takes out a pharmacy. That's kind of incredible. So we're going to be waiting for those respawns here as we're just spamming. So when both of those died, one of our callouts on our team I want to call out was fall back. And then XZ said, no, don't fall back. Just keep your angles. And good call. Because I kind of wasn't thinking at the time, and I totally just fell back when whoever it was said fall back. And they said fall back because we lost our pharmacy. So us up here, we're thinking, oh, okay, we'll just fall back to here. But why? Like XZ mentioned, no, just stay up here. And it's a good call. Why move off this point here? There's nothing threatening us up. Like, all you guys are down there. Why would we leave this place up here? Let's just stay up here. keep our angles because we're spam. So good call from XE there. Little ambitious from the Kree on the blue side. Alright, after a couple picks here, and we have the pharmacy, we have the angles. We shouldn't be losing this as the red team. It's just clean up now. I'm looking for a hook on BAP. I was able to get it. Okay. Alright, so we have pharmacy in position, ready to just be a big nuisance. We're waiting for you on the bottom side. It turns out you go to the top side. Didn't have anyone waiting up there. That's okay. You guys took a good approach back to point here. Oh, good try on the noon. Go back just a moment. I want to see kind of how that was approached. Yeah, so Makrima guy, you probably don't want to be jumping off of this. You got a really good spot up here. No reason to jump off this. You have high noon. You could go over here. You get high noon right here, and that would have been way more successful. Just too much stuff going on from too many angles here. Yeah. Take a look at that real quick. I want to see this ult from the Pharah. This is a really low Pharah, one like low to the ground. What I've noticed from watching Yazan play Pharah a lot, he's been mainly ulting from about this height, like where my camera is right now, and he'd ult from about this. This is about 15 meters off the ground, and it's a little bit safer. So I would like to see just more replication of like this sort of height with Pharah ulting. You don't have to be right up in their face. You definitely don't have to be this far down to the ground. Like right here, this diva is in close enough range that she can just kind of kill you really, really fast. So just something to keep in mind there. You do get some good value though. So it kind of worked out. Oh, it's unfortunate. All right, so let's see. Looks like red team's going to stay on full spam. Blue team looks like you're on brawl at the moment. I think if I remember correctly though, you went Winston at some point here.
Ready for battle.
Maybe not. Here's the Winston. Okay. Okay. So you're gonna go with the kind of like a double bubble comp, but without the doubled bubble. You don't have the Zarya. You have a diva instead. That is going to be kind of difficult. And it could still be really good. The diva could definitely still be good. Let's see how it goes. The diva's going to have to really just kind of follow the Winston in. Kind of has this double duty of following the Winston in to make sure that he's not just dying instantly on his dives, which doesn't look too bad because this is exactly the kind of comp you want to play against when you're playing dive. Like, we're all spread out trying to play all these angles, but we're also isolating ourselves in the process. And so finding those isolated targets is so easy for Winston to do in this particular situation. You're also going to have to peel for your Ana, though, a lot, too. So let's see kind of how that happens. So both teams seems to want to fight for the drum up top. We're going to give you some space here and kind of spam in the choke, see what we can find. And what was called here, actually, on the red team is we saw that you were on dive. And so we immediately just switched to Brawl. Okay. We didn't even care to fight the first fight. We decided to just walk back to spawn, switch to Brawl, and play for a more advantageous team comp. So now, instead of seeing a bunch of isolated targets standing around the map, we're going to stick really close together and make it kind of more difficult for Winston to pounce on top of us. However, in order to achieve that, we will have to stick really close together. And I think I remember a couple times we kind of didn't. So let's see kind of what happens here. Right here, we're still waiting for Baptiste to join us. We're a little bit ahead of our Baptiste here. There we go. Now we're kind of closer. We're going to have to turn on this Tracer at some point. We have to figure out how to deal some damage to her. Ooh, that was really close. Almost killed the Tracer there. We head into Dojo, and the reason why we're heading into Dojo here, it's a really good idea, is because Dojo has these really, really tall walls, the ceiling and everything, and it's a really safe spot for Brawl. If Brawl wants to take this point, they can choose to take this route here or this route here. And between the two, in my opinion, I believe the Dojo is a safer route overall. It's easier for Brawl to push point this way than it is to push Brawl this way to point, because there is more natural cover and it's an easier route. So that's kind of why we're going this way. Winston, really good looks here because you're looking at that backline to see if you can catch one in the backline. You go for the jump, and it looks like we turn, kind of. Some of us turn. Yeah, some of us turn for the Winston. You kind of get pushed out a little bit there. While our front line didn't really get the message. We weren't really sticking together. That's kind of caused our front line to go down on the red team. Really, going back a second here, this call should have been louder on the red team for us to turn around. We need to turn Monkey here, but we didn't. Orion gets slept. Notice how you can see... Oops, sorry about that. You can kind of see Ryan's kind of pointing direction here. That's his facing direction. You'll notice that it never moved. It never turned for the Winston, so not even a bit of consideration for that. This little bit of a death sentence for our front line here. Zarya goes down. We actually kill the Brig, so this is somewhat winnable. Orion's purple. See if you can follow up on that. You do. Very good. Good kill. And you should be able... Red team should be able to clear this out from this point. Get the Winston here. We can totally do it. Oh, no. When I said red team should clear this out, I meant that the blue team. That was a little bit of color dyslexia there, if that exists. Somehow red team was able to cap the point there. That's kind of incredible. And Baptiste jumping over the drum like this is like doing a really good job at just holding the point really annoyingly. Being a little fly on the wall. We're up to 20% now on the red team. Lucio's just kind of like contesting point as much as possible. And now we have Reaper and Lucio contesting point, just being more of a nuisance. We're at 28%. Got to get these kills here from the blue team in order to capture this point. And there we go. So at this point, McCree needs to get out of there. Good little soft dive there coming from your Winston on the blue team. Red team's just going to want to group up here. I like this flank coming from Superfluous. Or, yeah, Superfluous, sorry. Good little flank. It's a big shatter, actually. Big bubble on the McCree. Able to kill the Winston. Alright. So blue team has a lot to work with here. I think for blue team, I'd be looking for Soldier to go on one of the side lanes here. Not being going down main. But Winston absolutely can just leap right on top of the red core. Because you have Nano and Primal. That's like the combo. So idea, you're going to probably Nano Winston. Winston's going to run out the Nano. And then Primal. And there's nothing that the Brawl stack can do about it. So it's, in my opinion, I think it is kind of a mistake for Soldier to be following the team here. Soldier should be going on his flank because he's got his visor. He wants to be on an off angle when he does that, but he can't be on an off angle if he runs the same lane. So I'm interested to see how he's going to do that. you run it up drum. I don't know if you thought we were at drum, but we stayed in dojo because that's kind of a good spot to hold his brawl. Okay, so here comes the soldier ult from this side. It's actually not too bad. Here, at least at an off angle. That's good. The nano on the soldier, a little bit late. Would like to have seen that nano on the monkey. I think the monkey can get a little bit more value. So we're able to just go to this side of point, which was our call. Let's play our side of drum. The primal's still going to be effective here. It's going to push us off the point. It's a big anti from the blue Ana. Beat comes in from the blue side as well. So you committed 4 ults there to that fight where it was able to take it. You're now pretty far behind on ult advantage, it looks like. A little bit of an ambitious jump there from Winston, but we're not able to punish it. So not too bad. So we got a touch point. Red team is going to go straight out this window. This was the call. I was hoping to see us kind of just walk straight down main, or that's a weird route, just to go this way, right? But it turns out that we kind of went this way, and to get to point quicker, we just went out this window to go to point. Missed the pulse bomb, unfortunately. That is a big shatter and a grab. Go back just a second. I want to see what's going on here. I was definitely a little bit, because I'm on Zarya, right? Yeah, so I was a little bit concerned about the D.Va potentially eating my grav here. So, see how I used it. Kind of just yeeted it, didn't I? I could have lost that. The grav and the shatter. Even though we were antied, there comes the kills from the Death Blossom. It really was a little bit of just over ulting in the previous fight. We go back one here. This is the fight where you have Nano, Primal, Visor, and Beat that are going to come down, I believe. But yeah, you Visor, you Nano. Lucio's just getting so much. Go back a second here. What's going on with this Lucio? There's so much ult charge coming up from this. It's a big amp heal. Pooping people out of that, yeah. Yeah. I can kind of see it, but with... Yeah, it's this beat that I think could have won you the game if you held it for another fight. Because at this point, I think you've already won this fight. I mean, it did definitely, like, lock that one in. But then, like, imagine this next fight if you have beat. Because you have to know that we're coming up on Grav, that we have the Grav. Like, Grav and Shatter both CC ults, and beat is the answer. Here, you're stunned, but you're unstunned, now you beat. You beat here, you don't die to the Blossom. You take no deaths to that. Yeah. A little bit of over-ulting on second to last fight. Kind of lost you this one, unfortunately. Alright, well, you do get one more shot at pushing this last point. So you have a D.Va bomb available to you. You switch to Symmetra. Now that's kind of interesting. Okay, so you're gonna get the TP, and now you're gonna have like faster touches. You start with the D.Va bomb. We're gonna just like play on our side of point. Hopefully we don't lose anyone to this D.Va bomb. Reaper needs to get out of there and give him bubble. Huge push within the blue Reinhardt there. Wow, go back a second here. I want to go back here. Check this out. Here's 75 to nano. 1, 2, 3. Nade could have been used a little bit more aggressively there, but still fine. Put it on the Reinhardt. Immediately get this nano. Ooh. The big nano. Big purple. Ooh, almost had that sleep actually. Sleeping on that high noon. That would have done quite a lot. Jeez. Very close game. That was a really, really close game actually. Really, that it was just moments from being able to come out any other way, honestly. All right, I'll move on to the next game.